right. Good morning, everybody. Today is April 7th, Thursday, April 7th, and this is long sum, short sum. We've had our correction playing out in the market, guys, and we are going to go ahead and route out our top five. Hopefully, you guys have been following along, man. Make sure you share these sections of long sum, short sum. This is a section where every day we go over at least Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and then a couple other assets, whether it be in equities or in the digital asset space. And we call what we see some long calls, some neutral calls, or some short calls. Because sometimes you got a long sum, sometimes you got a short sum, and that's exactly where we are right now. So let's go ahead and read out the top five of the cryptocurrency market and go from there. So we've got Bitcoin in the number one spot, guys, at $43,692, even over the last hour, but we've had a correction over the last 7 days play out, down 7%, guys. Ethereum, $3,234, pretty much even, but down about 1% over the last 24 hours, but down 4.5% over the last 7 days. And the number three spot is BNB at $435.37. And the number four spot, guys, is Solana at $117.30. And XRP in the number five spot at $78.66. Man, we got that thing moving and grooving. That thing is down 8.6% over the last 7 days. So out of the top five, XRP is down the most in the top five, with Luna in number 6 at 105 and Cardano in number 9 at $1.09. And rounding out the top 10, including your stable coins, is Avalanche, or AVAX, at $85.22, down 11.3% over the last 7 days. So speaking of 7 days, speaking of down, speaking of up, why don't we check in to see what's going on in these charts, shall we? Okay, so our first one, guys, we're going to look at is going to be XRP. And now let me go ahead and give you some big screen action here and see if I can get this going for you. Boom. Are we fully loaded and big screened? I think we are. Wonderful. So now that we're fully loaded and big screen, this is what I have been looking for in XRP to play out. And guys, look, it did exactly what we expected. I called it yesterday. I've been looking for this since Friday. Okay, so Friday is when I got confirmation that this was actually going to do this whole thing. Not Friday. I talked about it on Friday, but I've been looking for this into last week. Specifically on our full trace down, we came down to touch 3.236 before the 31st, right? Before the 1st, before last Friday, before April 1st. Oh, I don't know why I have that on there. Hold on, let me take my countdown down, guys. There we go. Countdown done. Taking off. Wonderful. Okay, perfect. So here we go. So we have what I think is an ABC correction with 5 waves inside of that ABC correction. We were looking at it to come down and then break up. As long as it did not break above 87 cents, this was still going to be a B wave into a C wave. Now, does this mean the 5 could be done? No, this could still move down to 73, which I would not be surprised. But we have a nice little impulse of 3 straight 4-hour candles overnight here on XRP. We came down to touch 75. Now, when I show you the lines, this is almost perfect. Look, so this is how we did the charting. We did it off the line there for some of this anyway. But the line close came down and touched 76 cents, which is actually around the 0.5, 76.7 on a longer move. And I know if you guys hear I talk Fibonacci retracements and Fibonacci extensions, as well as you got your standard pivot points and Elliott wave analysis, and your RSI, which is relative strength index, how strong or how weak a move is. Those are the basic things, guys, that you need in trading. Basics. And all the other stuff is fun, recognizing patterns and fractals, but basics, understanding swing trading, this is where we are. And so far, guys, I pretty much told you last week where this was going. So if you had a chance and you did well, share some of your shots on here. I will be starting an actual signals group about 2 to 3 weeks from now, probably beginning May. An actual signals group that will not be posted, that people want to get involved with. I've got a lot of emails, a lot of DMs asking for specifically calls and signals in the started group. Outside of just sharing charts. So I am definitely going to do that for people. Give the people what they want. And right now, the people want to know what is next. So here's what I will tell you on the back. Right now, it is sitting, XRP is sitting on the S1, trying to hold support. And I think it looks like it wants to, which is also on top of wave 3 over here, or the bottom of A. So if this flips and works its way back up, guys, I think we start our way back up towards the next pivot, which is right here, which would be 84.5 cents. So that is our next direction up. Once we break that, then we can talk something else. Until then, I still see 73 to 71 cents on the table. Again, hear me nice and clear. Until we break and hold and close the day above 84.5 cents, expect 81. So do not get trapped. Wave 4 into wave 5. Also, I think, we're in wave 5 now. That's what it looks like. So honestly, I don't really consider it going down as long anymore. Could have a flash crash. Anything is possible depending on equities. But this is what I see. At worst, 73 to 71 cents. I keeping bearish mindset right now for a reason. Mainly because I do not expect Bitcoin to break over 56,000 this year, right? It could hit 58. Let's just say 60 to be safe, because there's wicks involved in liquidity in this market. So you can get liquidation, short liquidations all the way up to 60K at that point. However, since I don't see that, I see it ranging and ranging and ranging. So I'm being very careful with calling moonshots right now, staying bearish as Bitcoin continues to kind of push things down and things pump. So I'm happy where the XRP is, right? Right now, this satisfies it because it also came to the 0.414. So I am satisfied in this correction, as I wrote yesterday on our dailies, our 5 p.m. report, our 6 p.m. report, and our 7 p.m. report on Twitter. At New Creation Cap, I broke this into detail how I would be satisfied if it came down here and finished this move. So we'll see it step up. The first place we're going to see some resistance is going to be 80.5 cents, then fire away to 84.5. So right now I am okay. If you can get a retouch back in this direction at 76.5, that would not be a bad point to go long again. But we are sitting on support right now, and as I love to tell you guys, you long support and you short resistance if you are margin trading, right? So that's my call there in XRP. Let's go ahead and move on to Ethereum. We see Ethereum right here sitting in between two major areas of resistance and support here, guys. So I know we see here, this is the 2.414. As you know here, that's the long-term extension. The 2.414 of the move before is $3,321. So that is where it just broke south of yesterday, but it is coming back on this curve right here, guys. Not curve, but setting. Support above resistance as expected. Now, I'm going to go to ETH over here to show you something different, because this is what we had yesterday, talking about the parabola coming down to possibly touch after breaking out of this ascending triangle, hitting resistance, another resistance point, and coming down to at least my VPVR, which is right here. My VPVR, which is $3,100, okay, it came down to $3,155. So the reason I say I don't know yet, because, for instance, Ethereum has not come all the way down to my S2 target yet, guys. So I think as people are like, oh, it's done, and then it starts to push up a little bit, the market makers get you excited, and then it rejects for one more push down. And then we should hopefully, Lord willing, see a V bottom out of that position. Because if we don't see a V bottom out of this position here, right, then I'm going to expect us to come on down. Not just back test the 1-to-1, but wick down to $2,600. And that is a $600 move from now. And if you want to know percentage-wise what that would be, I will show you, guys. That would be a 20% move from here, which means Bitcoin would be looking at, and so I'll tell you, that's my call on Ethereum is right now, is that we have not hit my target, my minimum target yet of 31, which is the S2, and we sit between these. It makes me a little nervous. So could we be turning around? Yes, but out of this ascending triangle for since March, for it to only break down, what percentage is this from that point? I mean, that's 10% from that point. I would expect a 9%. I would expect at least a 10 to a 12% breakdown out of that. So we will see. I know I'm getting bullish, very bullish on the altcoins, guys. However, everybody, we want to make sure that we're not too rushed and to get into this and still be patient. We really want to be patient. That's why buy and hold is great, because swing trading, some of this swap, right, with your actual crypto, you can end up losing crypto over and over again. And that's what I tell clients, man. Just hodl, sit, and wait. The swing trading is for your own thing. That's why you don't see a lot of hedge funds. You don't see a lot of institutions, that hold people's equities, swing trade their equities. That's not how that works when you hold other people's assets, right? So treat that like yourself. Outside of major swings, which is a couple times a year at most, in this space, wait till you're low and you're high and hodl, because this is choppy, right? This is choppy. This says it should go down. This could turn around and flip, but when you hodl, it doesn't worry you. Speaking of hodl, the target for me, guys, is no more than 6,500 on Ethereum long term. People are screaming for 10K. Could I see it? It's possible, but we'll see what the charts have to offer us as we get closer. But this is the bottom of a parabola. So again, if this wicks down, I could see it, or we could see this kind of grind its way down all the way here and eventually touch, right? Which we don't want to see, because that would be ugly. That would be very ugly, because that brings us in June, and I don't want that. What we would like to see is this to go ahead and do a nasty, ugly flash crash here in the next week or two. Scary, ugly. Would love to see it drop down, wick there. That would be the ultimate idea. In the meantime, not expecting that, because the RSI is pushing up. So if anything, S2 around 3,100 is my goal for Ethereum. So, and why? Well, Bitcoin, and this is the parabola that we talked about with Bitcoin, which I love to use to understand when we break and where we go. You see, this is a long-term parabola, that dotted line right there. Let me go ahead and bring you up on the full screen so you guys can see that again. Here's that dotted line that works up the parabola, and a downward moving channel that I had that broke down and broke back in. But this is what I have been working it off as well as my fib, right? We talked about it, our high-low extension. And we're waiting for this to play out. Same thing. I've been waiting since the first, like last week, right before April 1st, for all of this to play out. The bottom that I had for Bitcoin was 42,000 on this move. And that is also happens to be the S2, which is the same thing as Ethereum. So I'm seeing the same thing play out, where this might back test and do one more leg down to 42, if not 40. Okay. Now it all depends, because my RSI on my 8-hour is still in bearish territory, but it's working its way up on the momentum indicator. And then we have here on the 4-hour, if I switch it over for you guys, you see something a little bit different. You see the rejection there to come back down, that we might be looking, definitely, they say during the Bitcoin conference here, right? Might be looking to come back down. And I'd be okay with that. In fact, I am looking for that, which is why I'm not heavy right now in trades, because I'm looking for this to come down. See where this says stop? Normally on the technical indicators that give you long, short trades, their stop is normally where this is going. So I've kind of learned to counter trade the indicators that TradingView gives you. So S3 again is on the target, with S4 being a nice wick to 38,000. Now, if we did that a percentage like we did with Ethereum from there, 38,000, look at that. It gives us 11%, guys. 11%, and a Bitcoin move would also do what? Give us a 15 to 20 to 25% move in other coins, right? Altcoins, which Ethereum would move down. I expect if XRP went to the 73, cancel that, the 73 cents as expected, as a possibility from where it is right now. I know that's only another 8%, but but XRP is already down more than everything else. So I don't expect XRP to really drop as hard as other things when it moves. But again, these are some of the things that I need to keep on the radar, that I am looking across the board at some of these spots, and we do not know, right, where this could finish. But I am not crazy bullish yet. Not yet, until I get a large volume come in on this spike, right? See that volume candle there? I'll point here. That volume candle there, or that red one there, we want to see a large volume spike to give that reversal, and we do not see that yet. So when we get a large volume spike for reversal, then I will be much more excited for there. So in the meantime, guys, Ethereum, be careful on what you're seeing, what you're doing. Same thing with Bitcoin. Don't get too excited here. Although it is back inside the channel, it wants to break down 1, 2, 3, 4, and it could break down one more time to finish at 42.3 and go from there. So be very careful on my call for that. Now let's do one more stop. Let's just look at Luna, the name of my dog, and Luna is sitting at 104 right now. I don't have a lot of technical indicators because this is not the right chart for me. But if I'm just going to look off the top of the dome, let's go ahead and pull out to the day real quick and see. Okay, looks like it's where it came in. So let's go top to bottom and see a full extension. Okay, so we've already had a full extension on Luna. Okay, and now could it be working wave 2, wave 3 of this? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe we might have a little bit more move on Luna to see. And now I'm going to check one more time. One more thing, top to bottom. Boom, and then the 2, 1, 4. Okay, so in the meantime, guys, someone asked me to do a quick look at Luna on the daily. I think we got a rejection zone, guys, and that's how simple that is. Looking at that, we got a rejection zone coming up at 130 would be a major rejection zone for me. 100%. Let's see the value there. Yep. Got a cycle pop. 2000. So I got this little indicator here that says, your cycle top. Here, fun thing says cycle top is $2,600. That would probably in 3 years, which is up here. That's your cycle top if this thing goes parabolic. So we'll see. But in the meantime, I'm expecting this wave. Someone asked me to do a long call on this. I could see it hitting $300 a minimum this year. That's where I see that. So that's 200% from here. End of the cycle altogether. Luna top. $2,500. I would say that is a good call. So for Luna, that is it long term. But again, everything else across the board, if I am short or shorting or thinking things are going to short, I'm not going to long the whole market, right? We got some things up right, like H bar is up 5% today. H bar is up 5% over the last 24 hours. You got FTM up 3%. It looks like you got nickel down 54% still. And then Doge had a nice little move, but it's down 1%. I think I talked to you guys about that before. So anyway, those are my calls on there. I don't want to keep this too long and rattle and rock and roll. I'm still looking for this to finish, although everything is sitting and trying to flip its current support and resistance right now. So when I tell you guys to be careful here, please listen to me. Even though it's sitting on support, this is when people get trapped and start to go long. So if you are long at this moment, please make a tight stop loss, control your reserves, preserve your capital, and be very careful because this could roll back over as expected. Long corrections can grind out over time, right? Even though it can be quick and shocking like we had a couple days ago last week, I think there's still one more in it. We'll see how that goes, even though last Bitcoin conference itself took about 3 to 4 weeks afterwards for it to dump. So we will see what happens here. But in the meantime, you can long here, and something's not a bad idea. However, just be very careful and do not get trapped because longs are trapped all over the place. And speaking of longs, let's go ahead real quick and just see the overall longs in general. So right now, most of the market, and then we'll get out of here. You can see most of the market is 71% long. So most of the market is looking long right now. But you know what they say, if you go with the market, you're going to get burned. So be very, very careful, guys. I appreciate you. And, that's the Bitcoin conference. I appreciate you guys. And let's go ahead and call that. Yeah, that's a show. Do the social media, not the show, the clip. Just do the social media thing, guys. Please share the long sum, short sum sections. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell at the top so you can be notified when we go live. For now, that is the end of April 7th, long sum, short sum. Thanks, guys.